This is the definitive guide to Legends of the Fall. Why would you need something like this?
This is Tristan, and he's played by the Pit. Everyone loves him, but he's a complete pain in the ass. This guy has serious mommy issues, as they all do. And he leaves for several years at a time without telling anyone where he's going, while everyone worries about him. And when he comes back, he acts like nothing happened. He's like, "Hey guys, where's Susannah?" He sucks, actually, and the first mistake Susannah made was looking into his eyes. This is Colonel Ludlow, and he's played by Anthony Hopkins. He raises 3 rugged, tough boys in the wilderness. In the first half of the movie, he acts like King Lear, but grumpy. In the second half of the movie, he has a stroke and overacts to no end. He really goes for the Best Supporting Actor Oscar in this movie. It's wild. This movie features some of the great overacting in the history of cinema. He damns multiple people in this movie. This is Samuel, and he's basically the reason the entire movie happens.
Samuel is easily my least favorite character in the movie because he sucks so bad.
Despite being a grown man, he acts like and is treated like a 6-year-old child.
He pretty much forces his 2 older brothers to go to war with him because they know he's a complete friggin' idiot. Trigger warning, when I talk about the female character Susannah, I'm going to call her crazy probably several times, but keep that in context that she is probably the least crazy person in this entire movie.
Susannah gets off the train from Boston with Samuel. I don't know where they were, at college or something. And she's perfectly fine for about 4 minutes. And then she meets the Pit. And when that happens, she is dysregulated throughout the rest of the film. And she loses her mind and her IQ drops about 50 points. This is Alfred. He's smart. He's kind. He's successful. He's a war hero. And yet everyone still hates him. And he, like all of the other boys in the family, loves Susannah too. This is One Stab. He lives with the Ludlows. He's the narrator of the film. He provides us with the exposition. He's telling us the story sometime in the distant future as he appears to be some 120 years old and living in a teepee. He loves Brad Pitt just like everybody else. This is Tom Decker, father of Isabel II, Tristan's future wife, the Pit also. It is established that he's some sort of escaped criminal, and he's a complete and utter sketchball.
And then we have Isabel II, who is named after the Ludlows' mother who abandoned them. She's the daughter of Tom Decker. When Tristan leaves for like 10 years to rediscover himself and smoke peyote, or however you do peyote, she grows. Well, when she leaves, she's a half-Irish, half-Native American girl. When Pitt comes back, she's every race ever put together.
And after a decade, the second the Pitt sees her, he instantly falls in love. And she, of course, instantly complies because everyone in this movie is powerless against Tristan for some reason. Spoiler alert, her death is one of the strangest in movie history. It's almost like she was a Fortnite one-shot. This is basically the opening scene of the movie, and it illustrates one of the many fatal mistakes that Samuel makes throughout this movie. This one being that he introduces his fiancée to his really hot brother. This movie was made after Interview with the Vampire, yet Susannah doesn't know how dangerous the Pit is in this movie. Just the sheer sight of him ruins her entire life. Samuel's gallop to Tristan with his pony is ultimate cringe. Susannah will soon not want Samuel because she will be taken over by the spirit world power of Brad Pitt. Being constantly hungover and unshowered and giving away some of the best STIs there is.
So this is Tristan.
That's the very moment that she goes crazy. And at this point, what other evidence do you need from Susannah than this?
He falls while being beaten by her in tennis, by the way.
She's got me spinning. I'm sorry, my love. And there I'd seen a girl as fair. We're fighting against naked aggression.
The look. The ride up. What a beautiful man. a man of action and adventure who must be great in bed. Here's some overacting by Anthony Hopkins that everybody enjoys.
No more talk of wars in this house! Damn it!
Damned. Tristan. You're not damned.
Back to Pitt stealing Susannah, by the way.
Scene opening a stupid book like he's all that. He probably doesn't even know how to read.
And the book gets Susannah quick.
What a strange day it's been at the Ludlow house. He stole his brother's girlfriend on the first day, didn't even wait one night. And why were they just hanging out in some random room together? I wonder if he treats the rest of the women of Helena this way, makes sweet love to them and caresses their face. Of course, they are caught in the act by none other than Alfred, who also has a huge crush on Susannah. So I don't know, maybe the next day or the day after we meet Susannah, all three boys go off to war. It's everything you would expect it to be. Alfred becomes an officer because he can speak multiple languages, and he is responsible and he's a leader. Brad Pitt or Tristan or whatever does whatever he wants, like always. He drinks on the job. And then Samuel just tries to prove himself in battle because he has no idea what's going on, because war is like when you're playing with green little army men.
Samuel instantly goes off alone. He runs into barbed wire, he is blinded, and he has to wait for the guys from Taylor Rental to set up first, but Brad Pitt comes to his rescue, which seems like it's like 10 minutes long. Before the Pitt gets there, the guys go full RoboCop 1987 on him, and after that, Brad Pitt decides to go off on his own and start hunting like Rambo in the middle of the night.
Tristan scalping 20 soldiers in the middle of the night was met with mixed reviews. But Alfred would be discharged honorably, as he was blown up while he was running across the trenches.
Tristan adjusts horribly to civilian life when he returns from the war, but the only one who seems not to care is Susannah. And then Susannah fulfills every Gen X girl's dream and has passionate sex with Brad Pitt. The next morning, the first thing he does is stick it directly up Alfred's ass. And this is right after Alfred had to cry all night long because he was forced to listen to it. Meanwhile, Brad Pitt is crazy and wants to leave, so Susannah turns to Pantsuit Nation to try to get him back. But it doesn't work. He decides that he's going to leave.
Tristan leaves for years. He does all kinds of crazy things. He travels the world. He has love triangles with several women. He smokes illicit drugs. He hunts zebra. He meets tribal leaders. He trades gold and precious metals. I don't know what he does. He's completely out of his mind. This is insane.
He is just so goddamn dramatic. Look at this.
But while he was gone, Susannah had no choice but to get with Alfred, obviously, who's now like a state senator or a congressman or something like that. He's actually doing well in his life, and he lives in a mansion.
He didn't think it was necessary to hunt zebras in the middle of the wilderness, obviously. Tristan marries Isabel too, seemingly as soon as he gets back. And the next part of the movie is very soft. There's like babies, nipples, nipple latching, milking, Tristan being soft, I don't know. And of course he names his oldest son Samuel.
Tristan and Alfred apparently didn't speak for years. The whole Susannah thing drove a stake through their relationship. Of course. That is until they meet at some sort of family fun day or, I don't know, parade or something like that. And Alfred and Tristan kind of make up. They let the babies play together and all that. But, you know, of course, Susannah ruins the moment with her bullshit and she starts crying and all of that. In the background of this is some gangsters that are looking at Tristan because he needs money, so he's bootlegging, and it's the 1920s. So they don't like him very much because they are the main bootleggers and he's a small timer, but he's getting too big.
The Ludlows are not generally a fun family, so of course this fun they had at the parade was short-lived.
No!
Tristan is arrested for the cop killing his wife, and he's put in jail for 30 days for some reason. During this time, Susannah visits him. They both cry endlessly, it seems like, but he tells Susannah that he's not going to betray his brother again. She then offs herself at a socialite freak-off in Alfred's house. Brad and Tom Decker get a couple of the guys that were responsible for Isabel II's death. But all of their cousins, brothers, and uncles were pissed, so they come to the Ludlow ranch. They're looking for Tristan. They want to take him away. And he says, "Take me to the woods." But Sir Anthony Hopkins comes out in a woolly mammoth skin to confront them. And Anthony Hopkins gets the jump on them big time. But I absolutely want to highlight this move right here by Tom Decker. Pitt tries to save his dad, who has 8 hours to live, but all of a sudden, where did the shot come from? You want to know where? Do you? It was goddamn Alfred. And then they give him the pose, sexy reload, sexy walk-up, looking a man straight in the eye, and beautiful man, beautiful scenery. One stab tells us that Tristan fought a bear and died in 1963. And then he tells us,
It was a good death.
If Samuel is my least favorite character, I think Tristan is my second least favorite character.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.